Hey everybody, it's Mr. Luce, and today we're going to learn about overlapping. So what is overlapping? Well, it's pretty simple. It's just the way that you organize or lay out the subjects in your artwork. So today I'm going to use a bottle, a ball, and a can as my little example. So when you are designing your picture or anything in your two-dimensional artwork or even in your three-dimensional artwork, you don't want to just have it laying out side by side, right? It's boring, it's stagnant, it doesn't create any sense of depth. It looks very flat. It kind of looks like items laid out on a shelf at a supermarket. And we don't want that. We want it to be interesting. We want to look at something and go, whoa, and kind of give it a sense of dimension, right? So the simple way that you can do this is you can either change to where one is in front of the other and one is by itself, right? Now, what this does is this gives us the illusion that this is in front of this. And that creates just a little bit more space. But this is not enough. It still looks very flat. And it's all kind of like a supermarket layout. So what if we brought it up just a little bit more? Ooh, very interesting. Gives us definitely a plane or a field that we could technically just walk back to the bottle. But it's still kind of flat with this. So what if we moved this up further? And that looks really good, but I'm still not liking that. Now, if I move this up here, because it is not interacting with these two pieces, it looks like it's just floating in the sky. And we don't want that, right? We want it to look like items on a shelf, but a realistic and convincing idea. If we do this, even though we could move this up further and keep this in the front, alone, yes, it looks like this is further back on the table. But when we do this, it looks like it's floating in the sky. It's like a bubble. Ooh. So we don't want that. So what if we placed the bottle here, maybe put the can there, and then we could add the ball behind it like that. Now, just by overlapping our items in that certain way, it definitely gives a sense that these items are further back on the table. And since this is now interacting with these two, it no longer looks like it is floating. And of course, you can change the direction of what you want. Maybe you want to do something like that. And that kind of plays around with the space. We got this empty space though. I don't like that. We could lay that out there. And we could either put that in the front or we could put it in the back. That's not gonna work, right? Because if this is sitting on the table, then we wanna make sure that this does not go any lower while it's behind it. If it's in front of it, that's fine because it's closer to us on the table. But that looks just a little too perfect. I like the idea of maybe this here. Let's try the can further back. So that's one way to do it. Okay, I think I liked the way I had it before. Was like this. So you can see there's infinite possibilities. There's no one way that you have to go, but it can make a huge difference by how you overlap or how you don't overlap. And this doesn't just apply to inanimate objects, it also applies to the way you draw people, animals, landscapes, or anything really that has a representational subject matter. So pay very close attention to overlapping.